Okay, so on to the very last track in Sarah's Melodic Wings 535 mini-series, man. This one over here is Hozier, Cherry Wine. For those of you who are only joining us now, we are literally at the end of the series now. This is the last one, but I suggest you go back right to the beginning and start from there. We started with Hozier, we moved to Damien, Rice, and then we moved to Ren. Then we went to Grandson, which was quite political, and then we're now on Hozier, Cherry Wine. We're wrapping it up with this. There is a message over here from Sarah. The lyrics are a woman abusing a man, and the video is a man abusing a woman. Hozier said he did that to show that it can happen to anyone. Okay, fantastic. Let's rock and roll, man. Cherry Wine, let's see what we got.
Eyes and words are so icy, but she burns like rum on a fire. Hard and fast and angry as she can be, I walk my days on a wire. It looks ugly, but it's clean. Oh mama, don't fuss over me. The way she tells me I'm hers and she's mine. Open hand or closed fist, so it'd be fine. The blood is rare and sweet as cherry wine.
Well, it's actually quite interesting with the way he started, because it actually shows like a deep, deep love and affection for her. I'm not getting, maybe, you know, open fist or open fist or closed hand. Maybe there is. I think that's the subtlety. He brings in the abusiveness as like a subtlety. You know what I mean? But the overlying thing is that he's absolutely obsessed with her, I think. Let's go.
So it'd be fine. The blood is rare and sweet as cherry wine. Calls of guilty thrown at me, oh, while she stains the sheets of some other, thrown at me.
That's mad. That's mad, that line over there. What did he say here? Give me a second. Calls of guilty thrown at me. So it's almost like you're to blame. Right? Because she's having the affair. She's saying the reason I'm having the affair. So she's kind of justifying, you know, a sin with another sin, essentially. So she's basically saying, no, the reason I'm cheating is because you're guilty. You pushed me to do this, is basically what it's saying.
Oh, while she stains the sheets of some other, thrown at me so powerfully, just like she throws with the arm of her brother. But I want it, it's a crime that she's not around most of the time. The way she shows me I'm hers and she's mine. Open hand or closed fist would be fine. The blood is rare and sweet as cherry wine.
It's crazy. It's almost like he doesn't mind the abuse and she doesn't mind the abuse, because like it's sort of rare. Essentially he says blood is rare, but the abusiveness, whether it be verbal or whether it be pushing around or whatever else, that seems to be quite prevalent. All right. But there's still, like, again, there's like a deep, deep, deep sympathy for one another for some odd reason in this, right? Comparing that to like cherry wine is quite cool, because it's kind of like it represents the blood, right? So it represents the turmoil, and yet represents the sweetness as well. So it's kind of like the bittersweet of this relationship. Anyway, carry on.
diary. Oh, but she loves like sleep to the freezing. Sweet and
That's
right.
mad. Like her fire and fury is fierce. Oh, but she loves, but like sleep to the freezing, right? Because your body naturally, when you're in, let's say you're climbing Mount Everest at some point, and then you get stuck somewhere, and it's so unbelievably bitterly cold, like it's minus God knows how many degrees, right? When you freeze to death, literally your body actually goes into a sleep state. Right, it actually has been considered to be like a peaceful death, essentially. Like your body gets so cold, your actual core temperature starts dropping, and it actually puts you in a sleep state, and then you fall asleep and then freeze to death, which is interesting because he's actually tying that to the actual relationship over there. It's almost like they're sleeping to the death of the relationship, which I think is interesting.
Right and merciful, I'm all but washed in the tide of her breathing, and it's worth it, it's divine. I have this some of the time. The way she shows me I'm hers and she's mine. Open hand or closed fist would be fine. Blood is red and sweet as cherry wine.
Unfortunately, it's all too prevalent in our society, domestic violence, right? And as a society that gets more ill, societally ill, right? And sort of more angry, this tends to happen even more and more and more and more and more. But for me though, like if you're in a relationship where it is abusive, even if it's both ways, right? I still say don't hit a woman, right? It's just not one of those things. Even if she just remove yourself from the situation entirely, right? I just think the actual power dynamic in terms of the physical power dynamic is disastrously large, essentially. So I think it's just remove yourself from the situation, get yourself out of that immediately. Look, it might be the old adage, but it might be an old conservative thing, but no, I definitely do think that hitting a woman is completely and utterly out of bounds. It's not just oh well, she hit me, I'm gonna hit her back. Yeah, you hitting her back, you getting aggressive with a woman as opposed to a woman getting aggressive with you is devastatingly different if it really has to go into an altercation that really gets violent, right? It's devastatingly different. So for me, I just think that a man should actually remove himself from that situation, although a woman shouldn't do that, but they should remove themselves from the situation. I don't believe that hitting a woman in any instance is right. I'll stick to that. But anyway, you guys let me know what you think down below, man. This series is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Sarah, for another beautiful series. Every time you bring us a series, it's so good. I'm going to put this series on the podium because I think I love the songs. I love the topics. I loved everything about it. So it's definitely going to go on the podium. And this is your last one for the year, man. We'll catch you in the new year anyway. I love you all. Please stay safe. Please stay healthy. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.